The managing a stage boundary process is more simple than it might sound. If we remember what a process is, and a process is a collection of activities, and therefore the managing of a stage boundary process is that set of activities which the project manager will undertake as we get near to the end of a management stage. Those activities which are collating all of the necessary information and the confirmation of the progress and the products that have been completed. It's gathering the results of any quality assurance, project assurance, and any lessons learned, etc. So it's just you've been controlling the stage as the project manager, which has really been about controlling the progress of the team manager in managing the product delivery. And then as you're coming towards the end of the stage, you start this process, this set of activities that get you ready, including planning for the next stage, that you can take to the board for them to evaluate and them to ensure there's a continued business justification, and then to authorize you moving into the next stage with the plan for that next management stage. In this diagram, you'll see a yellow ellipse behind the controlling management stages and the closing of a project process. And this is in order to make sure we remember that in this diagram, the closing a project process is not a separate management stage. It is replacing the managing a stage boundary process when you are in the final management stage. So in the final management stage, you do not have the managing a stage boundary process. You have the closing a project process. A lot of the activities of the process are very similar. Although in the case of the closing a project process, you are also looking at confirming that everything that should have been done has been done, confirming that you're handing over to the operations, confirming all of that, releasing the project team, etc., which we'll mention in the slides about closing a project process. But in this diagram, it's just to reiterate to you, the managing a stage boundary process is an extension of the controlling a stage process. Controlling a stage is hand in hand with managing the stage boundary, because it's as you're nearing the end of the stage, you're doing less controlling and more of the collecting of all of the information you're going to need to go to the board and tell them you finished the stage and you need authority to continue into the next stage. That's shown on this diagram, and I don't think I need to belabor it too much, but it's where this managing of stage boundaries would be towards the end of a management stage, which includes therefore the end of the managing product delivery within that stage, and that the closing a project process replaces the managing of stage boundaries in the final management stage. And this diagram here is one you have seen along the way. That's just describing if there were only two management stages, that you wouldn't have a second managing of a stage boundary. You would have the closing of a project process within the end of the management stage. And within the three management stages, you would again then only see the closing a project process in the final management stage, whether that's number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,